Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Today we're finally going to be using that amazing shop press over there that I've been teasing about for the past 2 videos now or so. So yeah, we're gonna be finally using this press. And let me show you what we have in store for today with this press. Here it is. We have brand new compliance bushings here that go in the lower control arm of our S2000. I've gone ahead and taken out the left one here, and let me show you why we need to replace these. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but if I take a flat head here inside this bushing and just kind of move it around, you'll be able to see right there, yeah, there's a little bit of a tear inside this bushing. So what this results in is we have no caster adjustment on the left-hand side of the car. So because of that tear in the left-hand side, or left lower control arm, we have no caster adjustment. And so when we go to align it, we're stuck at a static caster. And you know, if it's at a value that you're fine at and both caster values are equal, then it's probably fine, but I want this car to have full alignment capabilities. So we went ahead and replaced the one on the left-hand side that was ripped. And since we have 2 bushings, I'm gonna show you how to replace the one on the right-hand side. This one should be easy to take out as well, since nothing was seized, nothing was torn, but you know, you do one side, odds are the other side is probably gonna have issues too. So we're gonna go ahead and do the passenger side compliance bushings, and I'm gonna show you the process of doing that and pressing it out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Okay, with the wheel off behind the strut right there, you're gonna wanna remove your sway bar end link. It's going to take a 5mm and I believe a 17mm on the nut to remove. So we're going to go ahead and remove that with our pass-through socket. With the sway bar removed, we're going to go ahead and take our 17 and remove the lower shock mount here. With that lower shock mount removed, we're going to go ahead and take a 17 here and undo the ball joint down here that mounts to the lower control arm. Yeah, we rounded that off a little bit, but what can you do? It's an old car. We'll have to get a new bolt for this. But once the 2 lower ball joint bolts are off, all that's holding the lower control arm in is this caster nut right here, which is a 17. That caster piece, or that camber adjustment piece right there, those are also, I believe, 17s. And so before you take those off, go ahead and take a paint pen and mark it so you kind of get an idea of where your alignment should be. Now that we've got those loose with a pry bar, we can go ahead and start prying out that control arm. Give a little bit on each side. And it's out. Let's head over to the press. Before we get started, these compliance bushings here do have a specific orientation that they go in. So if you take a close look here, maybe you guys can see. I don't think you guys will be able to see, but on these bushings, there are arrows right here. And those arrows need to be lined up when you press the new bushing in. So what we're gonna do is take a paint pen and mark on the control arm where that arrow is. And just for good measure, we'll go ahead and do it on the other side as well. And that's about the prep work that you need to do for this control arm. With all of that prepped, you're gonna wanna get a bearing press kit that has a sleeve like this to place under the control arm. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a 46mm socket that's going to rest over the outer edge of our compliance bushing here. And then we're gonna use one of the dies here to help press down on the bushing. Once that's lined up, we're gonna go ahead and start getting this set. So it's sort of set, a little bit loose still. We can go ahead and move the socket around a little bit to make sure that it is on the bushing itself. Once that looks good, let's go ahead and press that out. Like that. That is the old bushing out. And taking a closer look here, it's not as bad as the other side, but it is definitely starting to tear a little bit as well. So it's definitely good that we're doing this right now. Once that's done, go ahead and grab like 800 or 600 grit sandpaper and smoothen out the inside of your control arm a little bit. Okay, so pressing our new bushing is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be the reverse process, and we're going to press it basically until there's just a little bit of a lip right there. And to help make this easier to press in, we have some red grease here that you can get from Advance Auto. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of it. Once you've got some grease on that bushing here, we're just going to go ahead and take a paper towel here and just gently spread it along the entire bushing. Let's go ahead and press this back in. It's going to be a pretty similar technique. We're going to use the same socket and just press it in. And then just go ahead and start pressing that down. So hopefully you guys can see, but we're basically just gonna press it until we get down to this, the top half of the shiny part here. Once that's good, go ahead and loosen the bottle jack a little bit. Take it out. And take it out and just go ahead and double check both sides, make sure they look good. It looks like we can press this side in just a little more, so we're gonna go ahead and put this back in. All right, that looks good. Here's the brand new compliance bushing, all mounted in. Everything's good to go. So now we can go ahead and toss this back inside the car, and it's gonna be basically everything we did, but in reverse order. Okay, here comes the fun part of trying to get everything to fit back up. So you might need to use a little persuasive force with a hammer, so to speak. All right, so the lower control arm is roughly in place. Before we go ahead and put the sleeve back on, what we're going to do is take a little bit of anti-seize here and apply it to the sleeve, because it is a common issue for these sleeves here to get stuck and seize with the inside of the bushing. So we're just gonna go ahead and make it easier on ourselves by just applying a thin coat of anti-seize. And then we can go ahead and start putting the bolts back together. We're gonna do the same thing with the camber bolt as well, but this sleeve here is the one that tends to get seized. So make sure you put something on there to keep it from getting stuck in the future. So we've gone ahead and reassembled everything. We haven't torqued things down yet. You wanna torque these bolts with the suspension compressed. So what you usually do is jack up the lower control arm until the car just ever so slightly comes off the jack stands, and then you torque things down. Yo, this is Alan coming to you from the next day before we close out the video. We've gone ahead and done the lowering springs install. That's gonna be the next video. But now that we have the lowering springs in, I need to go over the torque specs of the lower control arm with you guys. So before you torque everything down, you're gonna wanna jack up that lower control arm until your car is just barely off that jack stand, and that's gonna be considered a preloaded suspension. And then from there, you're gonna wanna torque your camber and caster bolts to 58 foot-pounds after you adjust it to where you marked your alignment specifications. And then your ball joints are gonna be 47 foot-pounds. So once you do that, tighten everything down. Be sure to get it aligned after your alignment is gonna be off. The paint pen is really just there as a guiding reference. So that's gonna be it for torquing that lower control arm. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video now. And honestly, that press, my honest impressions with it, that press is 100% worth it if you need to do bushings. Because odds are when you need to do those bushings, it's gonna cost you the same, if not more, that press cost. So in my opinion, that press is worth it. I bought it for $200 on sale from Harbor Freight, and I've already done 4 bushings so far, and I'm gonna be doing a wheel hub next and wheel bearing as well. So this press has definitely paid for itself. But that's gonna be it for this quick little video of us using this press. If you guys enjoyed that video, found that any bit helpful, I know the lighting was just piss poor. Hopefully some of this information was helpful. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and be sure to follow my Instagram at QMedia. And without further ado, stay tuned for the next video where we put on those lowering springs and wrap up this entire car and get it lowered and looking good. So if you're excited for that video, stay tuned for next week. I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out and take care.